All right, so big announcement. I've been teasing that there will be changes coming to Walking Dead cast, and we're ending it. No, I'm just kidding.
So mean.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, at least for now, it's not about anything going away. It's about adding stuff.
Yep.
Over the years, some of you guys have asked how you can support us. Hey, how can I support you? I want to, chip in a little something. I'm like, I don't know. Give me $10.
Send us some beer.
I don't know. Yeah, send us some beer. Well, we are finally starting a Patreon campaign today. And Patreon, in case you don't know, it's this crowdfunding platform where you guys can contribute money for our podcasting. And we'll give out some cool rewards for a little extra incentive for you guys. So stay tuned for that. But it's up right now. And Patreon had come to me years ago when they first started. And there were no podcasts on there. And they're like, do you want to be like a test case? And
You said
I was
no?
like, no, I don't know. I don't really feel like, doing this. It's a crowdfunding thing. But there's a couple of things that have changed that make me feel like this is a good time. The first is that people have asked over, every once in a while, someone will ask me. So I figure, why not put something up?
Yeah.
The other thing is that my job is getting more demanding, and Walker Stalker has like 12 cons per year. And I'm about to have a baby coming, and it's a lot. And
It is a lot.
I don't know if I can keep podcasting at this level with all of this stuff, but the ironic thing is I would like to do even more. So I really want to quit my job. And, I've always said that, but I'm starting to get more serious about that. Between Walker Stalker and advertising, I don't make enough, but maybe with this Patreon that can bump me over. So that's the idea. You can check it out right now, you guys, at patreon.com/Jason and Karen. I wanted to talk a little bit about goals. I don't really have any expectation. Oh, this is going to be it. I'm going to quit my job, but I'm putting it out there and seeing what happens. Also, I want to do more podcasting. I don't want to do a shit ton more podcasts, but I would have liked to have done the Westworld podcast with David, right?
I know.
But I have too much going on for that. I know a lot of you guys would. There's something possibly on the horizon, a joint thing with me and the Bald Move guys.
Ooh,
right?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, we've been talking about it a little bit, so I would love to be able to do that. I also, Karen, you and I have talked about starting the Jason and Karen show.
Yep. This, believe it or not, is not the Jason and Karen show, although it kind of feels like it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the Jason and Karen show would be during the off season of Walking Dead. It would be bi-weekly, and we would be able to branch out and do broader topics.
Right.
And I have to admit, when we did that thing a couple weeks ago where we just talked about whatever came up, that was in my mind kind of a little test for that, and people seemed to like it.
I had a fun time.
Yeah, I did too. We got into the whole proctology thing. That's great.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh God.
So I would love to have Walking Dead cast, Jason and Karen show, Evil Dead cast, Game of Microphones, and maybe one or two more TV podcasts for shows that come along that I really like, or some, be able to do these projects.
Yep.
So I just wanted to talk about like the value that we provide. So you guys probably know this, but we put a whole lot of work into this. I really care about doing it well, and I always have. And I want to make The Walking Dead better for you guys. I want you to have fun, and I want you to feel like it's a quality show and feel like you're a part of something. And it's always been about us enhancing your experience of The Walking Dead. That's why we don't get too overcritical, because it's more about, hey, we're all fans of this. How can we show you something in a different light? Or
that's exactly right.
Have fun with it, or give a little support group kind of a thing if you're too sad, you know?
Which I will need.
And when I watched Lost, I was so hooked on that. But I knew a couple people that were into it. You weren't even into it at the time. But then I kind of felt alone in my fandom, and then I found podcasts, and it just opened up a whole new world.
Yep.
So I hope that we provide that for you. Right now, we are the #1 Walking Dead podcast on iTunes, and there's like 50 of them. And recently we got up to 1,000 5-star reviews. So I think that means we're doing something right.
We are doing something.
And then I do, I want it to be high quality, the art, the music. I find talented people to contribute and everything. And I also do a lot of editing for each podcast because I want to get like the ums and the ahs out and stuff. And I thought it would be fun to play a little example of a before and after.
Oh, God.
So I'll play the before first. Or no, I'll play the after first. So here's the finished clip after I've done my thing with it. All right, we're back and it's time for next week on Walking Dead.
Okay, next week on The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 16, The Last Day on Earth. 90-minute season finale. Strap yourself in, clutch your sweetheart close, because, man, this is going to be a crazy episode.
Okay, now it's actually subtle, so you have to listen, but you'll see, how much I do to this. Here's what it sounded like before I edited. All right, we're back, and it's time for next week on Walking Dead.
Okay, next week on The Walking Dead. Fucky, fuck. Season 6, episode
See? So this kind of thing happens all the time.
Can you believe this guy? I can't believe what I put up with.
That's not being a jerk. It would have been a jerk if I actually did it before and after. Right? Actually, that clip didn't need any editing, by the way. There was no cutting out any ums or ahs in there, just so you know. You did it perfectly. I do editing, though, but I couldn't resist. So aside from promoting Patreon, as long as we're doing the main Walking Dead cast podcast, it's not going to change. I wanted to get that across. Yes. So whether you contribute or not, one person who was giving me some great advice told me we should only have don't get bit for the patrons, like pick from the patrons.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, well, then I don't want people to feel like, so we can't. They're never going to say my name if I don't pay, right? So I don't want to change anything that people are already used to.
Yep, you're right.
Right?
Yep.
So that's not what this is about. But there will be some extra stuff that we're adding on for people who contribute. And here's what it is. We're adding some awesome awards. So, and just like with the podcast, I put a lot of thought into this and I hope you guys like it. So if you do it's monthly. So if you do $5 a month or higher, we are going to do an exclusive patron-only monthly call-in show. And we'll answer your questions and we'll talk about whatever, the latest news, Walking Dead, whatever else you guys want to talk about. And
that will be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, that should be fun. Live. So you guys will be on there too. We'll pick different people to talk and ask questions. Then we will give you access to all the previous ones of those that we do. And then this is really cool. James agreed. Each month, 2 VIP tickets to any Walker Stalker Con will be given out randomly to patrons.
Oh, that's a wonderful prize, actually.
Yeah,
thanks, James.
I think it's worth like a couple $100. I'm not sure.
That's nice.
So you can only win that once, but that we'll be doing that for everybody. $5 and up. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
$10 and up, you get the call-in show, the monthly chance to win the tickets, Walker Stalker, and access to our patron-only Facebook group. So our podcast is kind of about unabashedly being a fan, and this is another place where you can be a part of a community that's totally into that. You can totally fanboy out and get closer to it. It's a group instead of a page, so that means it's more informal, and you guys can post right to the timeline.
That's pretty cool. You
guys can get to know each other on there. I'm thinking that there will probably be some marriages that come out of this. Or some other podcast or something. And you can interact with us on there, and we'll be on there talking to you guys. And maybe you can have some influence over things that we cover, or definitely influence about, maybe how we adjust the Patreon or things that we add in the future. And if you want advice on your own podcast, I'll be glad to help you with that on the forum. And then the last thing for the $10 tier is a copy of the extended version of the Walking Dead cast intro song that Nathan Melstead did. We played it once on the podcast in our 100th episode, but other than that, it hasn't been heard, and I'm happy to send that out to you guys.
That's a great little bonus there.
And then the final tier, $25 and up for super fans, is everything I mentioned so far, plus a signed poster of the Walking Dead cast lives with Jason and Karen's post-apocalyptic podcast rig that Kirk Manley did for us.
I love Kirk Manley.
Yeah. And if you want to see that, check it out. You can go to patreon.com/Jason and Karen right now. It's up there. It's 11 by 17 full bleed. and I love it. It's really fun.
It looks great.
And Nico said, and why aren't the zombies getting you?
They will.
I'm like, they would, yeah.
Don't worry,
Just give it a
honey.
couple seconds. And then lastly on that one, Karen or I will record a message for your voicemail,
Yep.
just like Carl Castle.
your voicemail or home answering device or what
Yeah,
have you.
Whatever.
We'll
say
do it, man.
whatever you want within reason.
Yep.
And I'm positive that 99.9% will choose Karen, but that's totally fine.
Don't know.
And then a little bonus, if you sign up today or tomorrow, that's Tuesday or Wednesday, October 17th or 18th. So that's like the day the podcast came out. You can have a chance to win this Daryl or Michonne figurine from Eagle Moss Collections. You know, those little
Ooh,
detailed, about
yeah.
3 inches tall,
Yeah.
unopened box. So those are
Sweet.
primo.
That is
So
sweet.
that's it. That's my pitch. Hope you check us out. Patreon.com/Jason and Karen.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, you guys. Now we'll move on to hopes for next season, season 7. And then Karen watched the 2-hour retrospective. So she's going to talk about that a little bit. But first, I thought we'd read through the listener responses to
Let's
this.
do it. Okay, so this first one comes from Jenny Berghofer. I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry if it's not. Who writes, Carl at the Sanctuary with Negan was my most favorite part of the comic, so I really hope they do that on the show. The dynamic between those two made me love both characters so much. Did you remember that? And do you
so
agree?
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With
I cried at one point.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Reading a comic.
Dang. With regard to the premiere, they just better kill someone big or it will feel like a letdown. To wait all this time and then have it be like Eugene or Rosita who gets Lucille would be disappointing. I like those characters, but their deaths would hardly be earth-shattering. I still think it would be Abe, and I guess he's just big enough to qualify for my standards. But if they really want to send us into turmoil, it should be Maggie or Glenn. I really can't wait to watch it play out.
It's Aaron.
Thanks, Sarah. Jenny.
Ashley Renfro. Hey, Ashley says, I'm desperately hoping for an awful, heart-wrenching death during the few minutes of episode 1. Ashley's this like tiny, cute girl too, saying this
And
awful
she desperately
stuff.
hopes for an
Horrible.
awful, heart-wrenching death.
Horrible
You
person.
people.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's good to hear from you. She says, I've waited long enough for this, so it better be darn good. I'm also hoping in general to have killer moments throughout the season, like season 5, the death of Herschel, the look at the flowers moment, getting to Terminus, and that they maintain a great show. Oh, and then I get to spend my weekdays listening to y'all.
That was really sweet. Thanks for writing.
Yeah, and I agree. It would be great to have some big moments like that. And she's right. Well, season 5, yeah, the premiere was at Terminus, and look at the flowers. Yeah,
That was, to me, the best season premiere. It was so great. I cried. I yelled. I jumped off.
I was like, whoa, what? Oh, my God.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I hope we get one of those. Karen Shih writes, it's getting to the really good part of the comics. So if they adapt the source material well, while still diverging a bit, to keep us guessing, I'll be one happy fan. Like many, I want to see Carl at the Sanctuary. More Maggie versus Gregory. Carol, I don't know what that means. Carol finds her bearings. I'm dreading more contrived storylines and character motivations, and possibly a world without Glenn. Oh,
She's dreading that. Maggie versus Gregory. That's the guy who leads Hilltop.
Oh, yeah,
Hilltop.
Yeah, Hilltop.
That's kind of skeezy.
You know what? I completely forgot about the Hilltop community.
Oh, yeah. They didn't really have very much of it. And I think we only really know Jesus and Gregory.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm excited to get I mean, even though Gregory was totally sleazy, I thought it was really fun to see how Maggie handled him. And everything, right?
And she handled him, man.
Jillian Moreau, not like he would have liked, but Jillian Moreau says, I'm both so excited and so nervous for the first few minutes of the episode. I'm hoping the victims of Lucille is major, not secondary. While I don't want to see any of them go, I think they owe it to us to make it epic. I feel exactly the same way. I'm also hoping that there is something else big happening that will throw us for a loop in addition to the head bashing. Perhaps a second death, maybe someone freaks out over victim 1 and they become victim 2. Regardless, I'm so ready for season 7 and just hope that the payoff is worth the wait. Love your podcast.
Thanks for writing. Jason Williams writes, I'm dreading the backlash from the fans from whoever they kill. I want The Walking Dead to stay fresh and feel like a dangerous place. That means no one is safe, even fan favorites. I just like compelling storytelling. So do I.
What if it was Daryl? That would be the biggest shocker for me. Well, Rick would be the biggest shocker.
Rick would be the biggest shocker.
Next is Melissa Neal. I cannot wait to see Rick and Negan interact. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was on with James last night on Walker Stalker. He had a bunch of us on to just talk about what we were hoping for. And James asked, all right, who, if they got killed by Negan, would make you cry? And I had always thought, Rick's the one who I would be the most upset. But when I thought about it that way, then it was somebody else.
Interesting.
It was Carl. And I think because I have a son, I guess, right? I always go back to that mushy.
Yeah. No, it's so sweet.
What about you?
You've got a big mushy heart. It's so nice.
Is there anyone who wouldn't make you cry?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think we already talked about how I'm pissed off at Abraham. I don't want any of them to go.
Yeah,
obviously, I don't want any of them to go. I know that they have to. Blah blah blah. I'm totally. I've steeled myself for the experience. I've decided nobody's going to make me cry.
Okay,
so no one's going to make me cry.
Okay, David's going to film that. By the way,
yeah,
that would be cool. Have David film you,
and I'm just sitting there stony faced. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
With every bash, you're like, ha!
I could take that.
Melissa Neal says, I cannot wait to see Rick and Negan interact. The sneak peek was so intense that I had knots in my stomach. My gut says Glenn or Abraham gets the bat. I would be least upset with Abraham dying. I'm also looking forward to seeing the Carol Morgan plotline play out and how the kingdom comes into play. And let's face it, I really want to see Rick pick himself back up and kick the crap out of Negan and Daryl kill Dwight. I hate Dwight.
Well, that means that she thinks that Daryl doesn't get it.
Yeah. And he doesn't. I mean, I would bet my fortune on that. A whole.
Are you going to bet a fortune?
$500.
All right. There's $500 out there, listeners. We heard him. Laura Hoisey says, I'm hoping Daryl and Carol will finally become a thing. I'm dreading the amount of people from our group who will die.
At first I read that Daryl and Rick for some reason.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Become a thing. Rima Joe says, Negan's backstory and dreading how this changes our group, which it will.
The Dead Connection writes, we're dreading the death of one of our survivors at the hands of Negan. No matter who gets the bat, it's going to be horrible. Yeah, it is. True.
Except Abraham. Carrie McCary, hey Carrie, says, I'm looking forward to the show being back. I miss it, but there's no way that this is going to end well for our group. I have a feeling that I will be ugly crying.
Oh, no, you'll be cute crying, Carrie. I know you. You're going to be all cute crying. Cute.
Carrie is going to be doing a panel with Abraham and Maggie and a couple others, Abraham's Army plus Maggie, because she won a contest on eBay, I think.
Are you kidding me?
They auctioned it off, yeah.
That's so cool. Well done, Carrie. Elizabeth Tolstoy writes, hoping the soap opera elements end and lots of action. Lots of action.
Jim Hall says, I'm just looking forward to this prolonged wait to be over. It's been literally agony for me, and it's only getting worse as the time draws closer. I agree it needs to be a big character, otherwise we won't feel the emotional impact and we'll be even more annoyed they made us wait. Yeah, I agree with that. As much as I love Glenn, I think it has to be him to give the audience the pain we deserve.
Oh my God.
In the end of season 7, I want to see Rick win again, because let's face it, he's our hero, and no one likes to see the hero beat down for too long.
Yeah, he hasn't been beat down for too long. At this point, he's only been beat down for about an hour. Maybe less.
It's been a summer.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. In our world, it's been a summer. But in Rick's timeline, he's only been beat down for, they've only had them there. Maybe less than that. I'm going to say he's only been beat down at this point for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. He's had quite a little run there at Alexandria.
That's why he's so cocky.
Because he's had a lot of successes.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been a piece of cake for any of them.
No.
Right? But he still has 2 living kids. I don't know. He lost his wife.
I'm not even going to take a stab.
Josh Svijanovic. I think.
Svianovic.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Josh, I'm so excited to see the What Comes After March to War and All Out war story arcs play out. We are getting into some of the best parts of the book with such interesting character interactions and devastating events. I think the casting to this point with Negan, Jesus, Gregory, etc. have been spot on, and it will be amazing to see them fully realized on television.
Because my memory is so bad, I just have a vague, muddy recollection of, good part of comic. I don't really remember what happens too well.
I'm sorry, what issue are they on right now?
Like 158 or something like that.
And what issue is
all this
where
stuff?
We're at?
Like
yeah.
120 or something.
Oh, okay.
That's just a stab at it. But
Okay.
Yeah. Because 100 is
a big
Negan
one.
with the bat. But they've shown some stuff after that, so they're kind of
it's a muddy
timeline.
timeline. Yeah.
Okay, Megan Dively Lemon says, watching all kind of interesting political, economic, and social structures play out in this brave new world now that we will have several groups interacting. I'm a political science/urban planning nerd, so that's what I hope to see. Yeah.
Me too. I think Megan and I are separated at birth. I completely agree. It's really funny because in real life, we're all of us in this America and world of ours watching all kinds of real life interesting political, economic, and social structures play out in this brave new world of ours.
It's getting pretty dramatic too.
Yeah, it really is. And
it's
actually,
God, I need to escape with a nice clubbing.
I'm telling you, you're not wrong. I actually think that The Walking Dead is a wonderful escape. So if you're looking for a really good escape in the next 3 weeks, let's face it, this is a good one.
See, actually, part of what's so great about it is, look, all of society's crumbled, so we don't have to deal with any crap anymore. We're all out on our own, and we survive by our own wits and strength. And now more politics and society is coming back.
Yes, a lot of political machinations in this world, unfortunately.
We need another disease to come along
and thin their ranks. Evan Brookman. I love Evan Brookman. I don't know what to say. What I want sort of makes me think in the direction of what they could do that would make me really happy. The Walking Dead doesn't play the make me happy game. If they did, I would like Negan to rear back and bring down a powerful and crushing blow on Daryl, only to have Lucille slip from his grasp, fly over, and crush Dwight's face. I really don't like Dwight. That's so
Dwight.
Great, Evan. Yeah, you just basically played out my fantasy there too, baby.
Here's the thing. I have to say that the guy who plays Dwight, Austin something. I think it's Austin Emilio. Although a guy named Austin also plays Spencer. Oh, and I don't remember the last names.
Sure.
Anyways, he's like super cool, great guy.
Oh,
so that colors my opinion of it. But I think he's doing a great job as Dwight too, actually. And Dwight's a little fucker.
You know what? We always end up loving the cast members so much. When you actually meet the actors, they end up being so sweet and
There's
nice.
only one I don't like that much. And I don't want to say who it is because
an extra
it's negative. No, it's one of the main ones.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Wow.
It's a he. I'll tell you that much. But he's all right. But I don't know. I don't want to say it on the podcast. All right, let's get to our first sponsor. Then we'll come back and say what our hopes are. But our first sponsor is one of our favorites, and that's Fracture. And I asked you to do the ad today, but before you do, I wanted to announce that we're doing our best zombie makeup contest again this year. Maybe it'll be an annual thing. Who knows? But this is round 2. So there's prizes. Now, the prizes I'm not exactly clear on, but I know that there will be a few medium-sized fractures with free shipping, and there'll be at least 1 grand prize of a large fracture. And most of those are going to be based on voting from you guys. And then a couple will be Editor's Choice Awards from the people at Fracture.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's awesome. I think they want to do that just so they can mitigate somebody getting all their friends to vote for them or something,
Yeah.
But so you get the best of both worlds. Hey guys, this is Future Jason interrupting this program to let you know that I got some clarification from Fracture, and they decided this year to up the ante a little bit, and they're going to offer 6 extra large fractures. So everybody gets an extra large fracture. Every winner, all 6 winners get an extra large fracture. That's going to be 3 fractures chosen by votes and 3 fractures by editor's choice. So that's awesome because those are $125 value and 21.6 inches by 28.8 inches. I'm actually jealous of you guys. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled program. So to enter, you go to bestzombiemakeup.com and you upload an unretouched photo of yourself in your best zombie getup.
For Halloween, because it's coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect timing. No digital makeup or app alterations. And be sure to leave a way to contact you if you win. And then share your image with your friends so they can vote for you to win. Voting refreshes after 24 hours, so you can enter early and you can come back and vote each day. And the deadline for entering is Halloween, October 31st. And winners will be announced on the November 8th episode of our podcast.
Oh, that's so great. How fun. Well, fractures are one of my favorite things in the world. They're so pretty. They're pictures that they take your digital image and they take the picture and fuse it onto glass. And it is beautiful. It glows with life. And they've got all kinds of different sizes from really small up until big and beautiful and large. Mm-hmm. I've got probably about 6 of them at this point at home. Yeah, I've got a lot of them because I keep ordering them.
Karen, one thing about Karen's place is you're so organized and your house looks really nice and you have the great plants and nice, just style. I like your style. Thanks. It's almost like an East Coast style, right?
Why, thank you.
And so the fractures look great with it all. And I think that's a compliment because you obviously care about, unlike me, what your environment looks like.
That's not true. Yeah, I don't have a cute Nico to put in my fractures, but I'll tell you what I did do. I got 2 that I gave David one for his birthday, one for our anniversary. One is of the Highline Park in New York City where the tracks come together in a really cool way. And it's such a great picture. And one is our favorite winery in St. Helena near Napa. And it's a picture of the vineyards and it's gorgeous. We have it hanging on our bathroom wall and the paint behind it really sets off the colors in the picture. Yeah, it's lovely. And the last time I did this, I kind of messed up and I called their customer service. And I got to tell you, their customer service is wonderful. And I'm a customer service girl. If I call someplace and they have great customer service, mm-hmm. I will make a point of shouting out to their mm-hmm. managers and I'll be like, you guys are awesome. Well, I've got to tell you, their customer service is amazing. Yeah. And I don't need to remind you folks that gift-giving holidays are just around the corner, and this would make an excellent present. So you're welcome. I just solved all of your gift-giving needs. So
Chris McConnell Kwanzaa is coming up.
So do you want to give I don't have the fracture.
Yeah, it's fractureme.com/podcast. And then you just select Walking Dead Cast to let them know you heard about them through us. And you'll get a 10% discount if it's your first order. So fractureme.com/podcast.
Thanks,
I also want to thank Cody, our listener. He sent in this beautiful, gorgeous waterfall.
I want to see.
In Portland.
Oh my God, that's lovely.
So lovely when you guys send in pictures that you've gotten fracturized. So thank you.
Cody, is that the gorge? It is. I'm expecting Cody to answer me right now.
Yup. Okay, so you saw the retrospective. It was a 2-hour retrospective.
I did indeed.
What was it like?
It was wonderful. I saw it this morning. I actually woke up this morning before work so I could get on my elliptical trainer and watch it for a couple of hours. It's a couple hours long. Yeah. And it's called The Journey So Far. And I think yesterday is when it first aired, but
Sunday. Yeah.
So I recorded it and watched it this morning. It was great. I miss my TV friends so
I was
hard.
thinking it might make you feel nostalgic.
It did.
Because back with Dale, right? Mm-hmm. He was probably in it. And
he was in it a lot.
Herschel.
And Shane. I even
Andrea.
miss Shane. Andrea. I mean, I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was crazy to see them all again. I can't believe how baby-faced Carl was.
Yeah.
When this started out. And he's got really short hair. And Daryl looks like a little baby. He's got really short hair too. And
he looks different. They all look different,
right? They all look different. Andrew Lincoln also looks. I mean, the road has been hard on our gang.
And I think that kind of roughed up look, it looks good on Andrew Lincoln.
Oh,
though.
it sure does. Pretty much any look is good on Andrew Lincoln. But yeah, he looks though, now through makeup, obviously, because it's only been 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. So, it hasn't been that much time, but you can see how this universe has weighed upon him.
Down on
and
him.
all of them.
I think that's in part because he's such a great actor.
Yep.
And also the elements have been harsh on them out there too, I think.
Yes.
Being out in the hot sun and
yeah, exactly. Anyway, it was wonderful to see it and to you forget how much you love them, you forget the story, and you forget how high quality this whole series is. So it kind of made me fall in love this morning all over again. I got really excited as I was watching it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait.
Nice.
Yeah, it was neat. And they interviewed a lot of the actors. So they had the actors' real voices, and you can hear their dishy voices. And by the way, Tom Paine, who plays Jesus,
he's the best.
with his English accent, I could listen to that boy all day long. And Scott M. Gimple and Greg Nicotero are both in it as well. So it's fabulous.
They trying to, because Nicotero has been saying over and over again, it's rough, the premiere's rough. Were they trying to do that with this, like get everybody ready for a really harsh premiere?
They didn't, but at the very end, Andrew Lincoln was super cute, and he said, well, for the premiere, I suggest you don't watch it by yourself. I think you should have loved ones nearby. I think you should gather around and hold them tight and maybe make something nice to eat.
Wow. And then he's like,
cute.
you know what? Don't watch it.
No.
Don't subject yourself to that.
Just skip ahead.
Skip to the next episode.
And I thought, wow, if Andrew Lincoln is he's almost counseling us to go get therapy afterwards. It was really cute.
It is cute. All right, let's talk about what we want to see in season 7, what we're hope for and what we hope doesn't happen.
Okay, let's do it, man.
I'll do one. Are you going to do one?
I
first?
will.
Okay,
I cannot wait for the speculation to be over about who gets up and personal with our friend. And I use that term loosely, Lucille. I'm so tired about being
you just
worried.
want it to be over.
I'm so tired of being worried. I really am. Let's get the head bashing over with.
I have to admit, my first reaction to the cliffhanger was, what? And then, oh, well, they do cliffhangers in TV. I think it would have been a better emotional impact if they had it in the same episode. But, it's fine. We got plenty of stuff to do during the summer. But I don't know if I expected to the degree that the question that would be asked over and over again. Who do you think do you think it is? It's been great. I think it's been really fun because it's like, at cons, I talk to listeners about that kind of stuff all the time. And I think this episode might be the highest rated episode of the year, or of the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, my turn. So I've already said this a lot, but I'll feel let down if we don't see... Actually, I don't know if I said this. I feel let down if we don't see some gore with Lucille. At first, I thought maybe it would be cool just to see everyone's reaction. But this is and after Ash versus Evil Dead this season, I don't think anything could faze me. After what we've seen on that show, I'm changed by that.
You can never unsee it.
A baseball bat to the head is nothing.
It's like nothing. Okay.
But anyways, I also I'll do one more since that's kind of a repeat. I want the show to feel different than it has, and I think the show has been good at each season. More or less is like
unique.
Oh, totally, yeah. Oh, we're changing the scene here, and it's the same show, but it's a big enough change that it feels fresh. And I would be nice if, and it might be happening based on what we've seen in previews, a even bigger change this season. Yeah. Because they're kind of stationary now in Alexandria, so they need to switch things up somehow. Right.
I feel like I don't feel like they spent a lot of time at Alexandria. I know they did, but it
doesn't feel like too much.
Feel like too much. And now I feel like I wonder if I'll ever see Alexandria again.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know if we're going to see Alexandria again. I don't know if now it's all going to be about the sanctuary.
Right.
I know.
Hilltop.
Yeah, Hilltop. I know we're also going to get a glimpse of the kingdom.
Right.
But what else is out there? Maybe there's other things still to come. It's kind of a cool transitional period right now.
Totally. Yeah. What else for you?
For me, clearly a lot of people love Negan. And they've told me that. And they've said again and again, oh, I can't wait for you to see Negan. And now, so far, I'm not. So far, I'm not getting it. Mainly because he's threatening the people I love, and yes, I love them. Yes, to me, they are real and people. So I know they're fictional.
It's only been 10 minutes so far.
It's only been 10 minutes so
of
far.
Negan.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. But I want to find out what's so great about him. I believe my friends when they say that he's going to be an interesting guy to watch. Maybe I won't love him like, oh wow, what an amazing guy, but I will at least be entertained by him.
Yeah, exactly. He's the bad guy you love to hate in the book.
Yep.
I, unlike some people, I'm totally cool with them fracturing out when they separate or stories with just a few.
Yeah.
Even though that means you don't get to your favorites for a while.
You're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting to explore different characters and situations. And I think when Scott Gimple came on, that's what he brought to it. Even the episodes that he wrote before he became showrunner were like clear, it was just a few people.
Yep.
And I think that's really artful, as long as they also have some great ensemble episodes in there too. So I'm okay with the fracturing, and it looks like there's going to be an even bigger cast this year. So they're probably going to have to do some of that.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so some of the things that are on our list after this are stuff that's come up in some of the previews that we've seen, just a little like 30-second clips. And so if any of you guys have been trying to avoid that so you won't be spoilered, then you should probably just go to the next section now. Okay.
Not that I know anything other than what's been put out by
put
AMC.
out in the previews. Yeah, some people avoid all that stuff, like Duncan. He never watches any of those.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what's up with the kingdom. I am so excited. It has everything I want. It has horses. It has a tiger, right? It's a tiger, right?
Yeah.
It's got a king, Ezekiel. It's got Carol and Morgan, two of my favorite characters. So I cannot wait to find out more about the kingdom. I'm so excited.
Cannibals. No. Just
liar.
cannibals.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. And for what I can tell, it's got people who don't have a lot of guns. It's more it's other kinds of weapons, so it should be really fun and interesting. I like when they
new group
when they shake it up.
I know they're in the comics, so I can't
what's going on.
There's some cool stuff, but I can't talk about it.
Don't talk about it.
I wonder if they can find a way to explore some new themes, because I'm getting tired of, can you come back from the horrible things you had to do? And I know even like some shows, and Walking Dead's probably one of those, it's going to have some of that, their main theme through the whole series. But I was like, well, could a zombie show even have other themes? And then Fear the Walking Dead has been doing great at focusing on bonds between family members and how other people come in and lure people away, or where your loyalties lie, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, a zombie show can focus on some different themes. So
of course it can.
I would like for Walking Dead to do that too, and not just keep going back to the same one all the time if possible. Right.
I would also like them to get away from the theme of it, or the trope of hitting one bad group after the next. And they didn't hit a bad group when they found Alexandria. Obviously, they hit a pretty good.
Or the farm.
Right. But there have been a lot of bad groups out there, and so I would like them to find some people who have it together too, and that's why I'm very hopeful about the kingdom.
Oh man, I'm just kidding.
Sucker.
Let's see. There was this trailer that came out. When was it? At Comic-Con. Did you see that one?
Maybe.
I mean, we might have talked about it in our last episode, where this could be really spoilery about one certain element, but Negan had just beaten somebody to death, and then Rick said, I'm going to kill you.
Right. I saw
Maybe
that.
not now, but someday or something. And then Negan goes, oh, really? Like, give me my hatchet, and drags Rick back to the...
he asks... I just saw this yesterday. He says to his wingman, he said, what is his weapon? Was he got a gun? And he's like, no, he's got or does he have a knife? And he's like, no, he's got, a hatchet or axe or whatever. And so whatever he's going to do it to Rick with Rick's own weapon.
I thought he was asking for one of his people's.
Oh, I thought it was Rick's hatchet.
I don't think so, because he has a machete.
Oh.
The red handle. Well, that would have been cool if it was the red-handled machete. One of us didn't interpret that right, but either way, he's got a hatchet and he's dragging Rick, which is hard to see because Rick is just being dragged by the scruff of his neck.
Pretty much.
Over to Negan's RV. Now, this is going to be spoilery for the comic. For people who don't know, I can't imagine there's anybody left, but I'll give another warning. Go ahead and leave now if you don't want to know what I think's about to happen. But in the comic, the governor, as soon as he met Rick, within a few minutes, chopped off his hand.
Wow.
And that was early on. So Rick hasn't had a hand for years in the comic.
Oh.
And there was always talk about whether that would happen in the show. I think Andrew Lincoln has expressed that he would like that, but they didn't want to have to deal with it. And also Merle had his hand chopped off.
Sure he did.
But I'm thinking Andrew Lincoln is probably going, man, I'm getting bored of this.
Yeah.
I've got a high profile now. Maybe I want to go try some different challenges.
Yeah.
But here's a challenge, right? I think it would be awesome.
I do too.
You do? Yeah.
I do.
Why not play this iconic? I feel like Andrew Lincoln, this is just a gut feeling. I don't know anything behind the scenes, but maybe he's got a couple more years left at most.
Yes.
Before he's just had enough.
Like, that's it. I've been bit by chiggers in the Georgia woods in the summertime once too many times.
He only expresses love for the show, by the way, so I could totally be wrong, but maybe I'm projecting into how I would feel if I was him. But I do think either way that he would just love to play this iconic elements of the comic before he leaves the role at some point,
The nice thing is it doesn't take all of his time, or maybe it does take all of his time. He could be doing other projects, right? I don't see him in other projects. Andrew Lincoln.
I know, huh? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Any other things about season 7?
Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing, obviously I've mentioned that Tom Paine, who plays Jesus.
Yeah, me too.
Looking forward to seeing him again. Because one of the things I think is that Clever Boy is going to MacGyver our people out of this situation in some way. Maybe with the help...
He's a ninja.
He is, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe with the help of Carolyn Morgan. And maybe the Kingdomites or the...
What if he jumped down, grabbed the bat, and started beating Negan with it?
That would be so great!
That would be a surprise. And all those trailers they made were just...
And Negan's the one who gets the bat. Oh, nobody predicted that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more of his character too.
Yep.
Really cool. All right, that's good. I think we covered it pretty good.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead Cast news update.
Okay, first thing, Walking Dead has been renewed for seasons 8 through 12.
Woo! Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, we are going to be podcasting till we're 80.
Please, no. Season 8. Season 8. So they already announced season 8 before season 7. Yeah, 16 episodes. Gimple set to be showrunner again. Maybe they're really confident because they like the way this season is going so far. Or maybe it's just The Walking Dead and
They've got a cash cow.
Yeah.
They got a good thing going.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I think I have a pretty good feeling about this season.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. Next, AMC's in the middle right now of a week-long marathon running the entirety of The Walking Dead. They don't play them all in a row, but every night, I think starting at 6, they play a bunch of them.
I've been watching a couple. They're fun.
About the season 7 premiere, Greg Nicotero says it's a rough episode. And also, our story is dark, man. There's not a lot of yay left in our world anymore. So it's really dark and kind of where the show needed to go. I love the idea that no matter how well our characters think they know what's coming next, there's no way they can predict it. To me, it's fascinating and captivating. And, people are going to be upset.
Thanks. Wow.
He's just really trying to, I think he's really worried that
manage
people
expectations.
are going to hate him. But in another interview, Andrew Lincoln said, "This is a very, very dark season, but it's always darkest before the dawn. Hang in there, guys, because it's alive." And then, I don't know what that means, but, and then what you will see is a much bigger universe, an expansion. The world is about to get a lot bigger.
The world is about to get a lot bigger, eh?
It's cool, right?
Yeah, it is really cool. Maybe there's a government left. Maybe there's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Still, a whole society somewhere.
They go past the Mississippi and everything is just fine.
Like
over
what?
there.
What's been happening?
Finally, not much news today, but on Instagram, AMC showed a picture of a head on a pike.
Ew.
It's a woman with long, wispy hair. The caption is, "You've been warned."
Ew. Good Lord.
Sounds like they're threatening
It
us.
really does.
You better watch.
Or your head, your
this'll
head
be-
here.
this'll be your sister.
I do have long hair. It's not very.
It did
it's
kind of look
not-
like it could
it's
be.
not wispy though. It's more curly.
Yeah, maybe if you had been in the apocalypse for a few years.
For a few
might
years, that could
wisp
be
out.
my head on the pike. Karen's head on a pike. Yeah, you've been warned.
Karen. It's a you've been warned, Karen. All right, that's it for the news. Time for our final sponsor. One lousy shopping experience I used to have before starting this podcast was razors, because they are, especially the blades, ridiculously expensive.
Yep.
Like, I remember when I hit puberty and I needed to shave, I was like, how much for a
What?
razor? Jesus Christ. The package is hard to open,
Yep.
and they're, I think, ugly. They're all silver and
Yep.
ridgy and everything.
Yep.
So Harry's is our sponsor, and Harry's blades and razors are the opposite of all of that. They're really nicely designed. They're really quality. They're made with quality.
Yep.
They're conveniently shipped to you, and they're a great price. The blades are like half the cost
Yes.
of the ones that are out there in the store.
And they last a long time.
They've now made some improvements, and unlike other razor companies that jack up the prices when they add things. Harry's is keeping their prices exactly the same. So their 5-blade razors now have a softer flex hinge, so it's a more comfortable glide.
Mm-hmm.
They have a trimming blade for hard to reach places, like down here, over here. No, I'm just kidding. They have a lubricating strip. They have a textured handle for more control. So that's kind of nice. And they're still just $2 per blade. And they own a factory in Germany where they make the blades, so that makes it so they can make the razors themselves and sell them at half the price.
That's crazy cheap.
Special offer for you guys. They're so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their popular free trial set. So this is new.
Yeah.
Here, I have one right here. It's the free trial set. It comes with, and I was so glad they sent me this orange razor. I don't know if they're all orange, but yeah. I always wanted an orange one.
I've got an orange
I know.
one.
And then it comes with it's free. It comes with a razor, a 5-blade cartridge, and shaving gel. And it's free when you sign up for their shave plan. So it's like the shave plan subscription thing. You just pay the shipping. And then there's a special offer for you guys. If you enter Deadcast at checkout, you also get a post-shave balm added to your order for free.
Ooh, I bet that smells
So
good
free
too.
stuff, guys.
Do it, man.
All you have to do is go to harrys.com right now, enter the code DEADCAST, check out to claim your free trial set and post-shave balm. And thank you to harrys.com.
Thanks, Harry's. And I got to say, holidays coming up.
There's
Wondering
another
what to
thing,
get?
yeah.
This is a great present.
I got one of these for my brother one year. And
did
he
you?
loved it, yeah.
I got one for David one year too.
All right, we're on to Phantasm.
Phantasm.
So I realized that I actually hadn't seen this probably since I was 8 years old.
You saw it when you were 8?
Yeah, why was I watching this when I was 8? I think it was on Movie Time or something, and
What is
my
going
mom was in the
on
kitchen.
at the Kabassi house? Yeah, she's making dinner,
The
and
first
you're
movie
like,
I ever saw was Jaws.
"Oh my
And
god!"
it scarred me for
Scared the
life.
snot out of you. I'll
So
bet.
we watched this because it's a cult classic, because I always keep mentioning that I watched it as a kid and it freaked me out. And after that, I could barely sleep in my own bed without seeing the face of the tall man in the wood grain in my bedroom door. Yeah, boy. But as I was sitting down to watch it, I was like, oh, I haven't seen this. Is this going to be really cheesy and everyone's going to hate me for making them watch it? And it was pretty cheesy, I thought. But I also very much enjoyed it. So I hope you guys, I know some of you didn't, but I hope at least some of you did. What did you think?
Well, we watched it yesterday. Neither David nor I had seen it before. We watched it on a rainy Sunday, and we popped popcorn. Perfect Sunday watch a movie with popcorn kind of movie. It's great. I loved a lot of things about it. Some things are also not exactly in my my wheelhouse, but other things were great. It was weird, freaky, quirky, but entertaining movie. It got weirder as it went along, and the ending was
Mindfucky.
Yeah, it was.
The whole movie was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie, it really reminded me of Stranger Things because of the John Carpenter-esque soundtrack.
Yes.
Came out a year after Halloween, so I'm imagining they might have been aping that.
Right. That's what we listened to the Halloween soundtrack and the soundtrack to Phantasm. He went back and forth, and they're so.
Here's a little
similar.
bit of it. I'll play a little bit. It's very Stranger's Thing-esque too, right?
It is.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if they drew from this as one of their inspirations, or at least the people who did the music for that.
Do you know who Mike Oldfield is?
I don't remember. That sounds familiar.
Wrote I guess the song "Tubular Bells" is his.
Okay.
That's the theme to Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
It kind of has
similar,
a little bit of that.
Well, let me just say before a filter to look at this through. The guy who made it, Don Coscarelli, I think is how you say it. Coscarelli. He is also the same guy who wrote and directed Bubba Hotep.
Yeah, which is great.
He was only 25 when Phantasm hit theaters. He'd already made 2 movies. And to me, this movie feels like a movie made by someone who has in a lot of ways amateurish, but has some real raw talent for pacing and suspense, and also just great at the whole mindfuckery thing.
Yeah.
The dialogue was really awful at points, and the acting was kind of stilted.
Sure. Some of it was pretty wooden. Yeah.
But I think there was still that. I even though it was kind of slow, I wasn't ever bored. I mean, it got a little repetitive towards the end, but I was just transfixed the whole time.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Cool. Also, the kid, the brother, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. It was fun to watch him and interact with his older brother, Jody.
Yeah.
And
I think that influenced me a lot as a kid, too, because he's a kid, and so I connected with him.
Yeah, exactly. I love the tall man, too. The tall man was a pretty unique character.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I like the weird silver orb thing.
Yes. I know. Apparently, that was part of a dream that the director had.
Awesome.
So he stuck it in there.
Awesome.
The tall man, he's Angus Scrimm. He died earlier this year at age 89 in Los Angeles.
Wow, nice long life.
He was about 6'4",
Woo.
and to appear even taller, he wore suits that were several sizes too small and platform shoes.
He didn't do a whole lot for recruiting for the Undertaker profession.
Right. And he also was in all of the 4 Phantasm sequels.
Oh.
Phantasm Ravager came out.
Just came out.
Just now, yeah. And I got to watch that. But if I remember, I've seen all of them, and they're all crazy, and you can't really tell what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And they don't even necessarily follow from the last one, if I remember right. And it feels very much like a David Lynchian dream reality to me.
Right.
And I could see why. See, the reason why we're watching this now is because J.J. Abrams loved it and he just had it remastered so it would be on digital. And I could see why J.J. Abrams would like this, because he loves stuff that it doesn't have to make sense. It just needs to trigger your senses and be mysterious and stuff like that. You know?
Exactly. In fact, it's funny you should say that. At about halfway through, David's paused it and said, at this point, somebody like the wise housekeeper or a small child, somebody should be explaining, like they should do a little explanation of what's going on.
Yeah.
We should pause for a second and, we should check in and find out, okay, here's what's going on. None of that ever happened. It just did not happen.
And for some reason, even though I've been super critical of movies that don't make sense, and I don't even think the director really knows, with this one, it feels more okay. It feels like it's very deliberately making you think you might kind of understand, and then doing something that's contrary to that.
Right.
Like all of a sudden, he wakes up, it was all a dream, and the guy, Reggie, who had gotten stabbed, is alive, but his brother died in a car accident. It's like, what the hell? And then, that last scene is really what got me as a kid.
Yes.
Boy. Well, I remember thinking, okay, it's nice music, because I was naive at the time.
yeah.
I was 8 years old, and then he closes the door, and you see him in the mirror. I probably pissed my pants, literally. I was just like, what?
Oh, young Jason was scarred.
The little guys that look like Jawas.
Yes, the minions.
There was a interview with the director recently because of this re-release, and he mentioned that J.J. Abrams named Captain Phasma after Phantasm because he's a fan.
Oh, yeah.
And pretty surreal, right? He says, yeah, it's very surreal, but I think most surreal about that is because we have this weird shared history with Star Wars, because when we made the first Phantasm, we'd shot like 60% of the movie, and I get a phone call from somebody and they go, we just saw a trailer for this new movie Star Wars, and your characters, the little brown dwarf guys, are in it.
Oh my God.
I was like, what do you mean? And so I went and saw the trailer, and we actually sat around for a couple of days depressed and being like, do we have to put them in red hoods or gray hoods and reshoot everything? Finally, we just decided, okay, well, it's another movie. A few years later, nobody will remember it. Then, of course, it's the biggest movie of all time. And everybody always says, wow, it's interesting why you decided to put Jawas in your movie. And I'm just like,
That's great. Good. Well, I feel like we've helped set the record straight.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Theirs came first, everybody.
What else stood out? Is there anything else?
Yeah. I liked the mausoleum. I thought the mausoleum, the set was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I love the like marble. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Mausoleum.
Yeah.
I had the feeling that it was just a whole world in there,
Yes.
that it just went on forever.
Right. And I love that there's a gateway to another dimension.
Yes.
And
The tuning fork
The tuning
thing.
fork thing was really strange,
They
wasn't
did
it?
a little foreshadowing
Yes.
with his guitar tuning fork. And then to me, my interpretation of that is it's like other dimensional vibrations
Yes.
or something.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
But you don't really know.
The tuning fork thing was really weird because he hit it and then he put it on the face of his guitar, and I was like, is that how you what?
Yeah,
what is
there
he
was something
doing? And then he
weird going
touches
on
it.
there.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting. That was sort of fun.
I know. I mean, I think there were a few weird editing things and I wonder if it's all just, they just aren't very good filmmakers, but the effect that it has is a little off-putting, which goes right along with the mindfuckery of the
Right.
whole thing. So it kind of works in a
Yeah,
weird way.
exactly. Oh, and one other thing that I liked was that it did send the hopeful message at one point when he goes to see the psychic grandma.
Yeah,
And
which was another, like, his
Yeah.
money in the box disappeared.
Yeah.
What happened? Why?
What?
Does that have anything to do with the tall man, or is...
Yeah, I thought at one point, I thought,
hilarious.
he's going to go back and see her and she's going to explain everything that's going on, or the granddaughter is going to
Okay.
interpret it. That did
They
not
never showed
happen.
up
No,
again.
that never happened.
I mean, I think the point of that scene was for him to get the message that...
fear is the worst.
Killer.
Yes, exactly.
And so then
I
he
like
would...
that.
Then he would, confront the tall man and
Right.
think, I can't be afraid. And you would think he was okay, and then he would get fucked. It was like, I guess fear isn't the killer.
Yep. No, the tall man's the killer.
Yeah, the tall man's the killer.
But I did like that message, and I like the fact that when he relaxed, the box relaxed its grip on his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He could take his hand out, and she said, your hand's fine. That was all in your head.
There's a monkey's paw parable about that, I think.
Is there?
Like the monkey puts his hand in a box and grabs the jewel and can't get it out, or
Right.
something like that. And the only way to get it out is to let go.
Is to let go.
Couldn't figure that out. I think when we did our episode about the 5 creepiest things or something, I talked about watching TV and then having someone look at you,
Yeah.
and in an evil way.
Which is weird.
And that's what happened in this a lot. In fact, I didn't realize how much, but one of the things as a kid that really struck with me were the tall man's 90-degree turns. So the first time I noticed it, Reg is at his ice cream truck with all this cool mist coming out.
Yeah.
And Michael's across the street, and the tall man comes walking down the street and
Yes.
then just turns to face him
Right.
90 degrees.
Right.
It's like somebody you don't know notices you and then turns to face you.
Right.
He did it again when the dude just got spiked by the metal ball in the mortuary. Then from around the corner comes the tall man. But he
Right.
steps into view first and then turns
And then
towards
turns.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Then there was him in the antique picture on the old horse.
God, that was
And he
crazy.
just turned his head to look over, and then at the very end,
I
well, this wasn't a
liked that.
90-degree turn, but at the mirror,
Right.
just appears. You like
Right.
the antique thing?
I did very
Mm-hmm.
much. It didn't occur to me until just then. Antique stores can be creepy.
Yeah, they were showing all like
Mm-hmm.
the faces of these weird
Yes.
animals and things.
Yep.
Cemetery. There's a lot of cemetery stuff in here. I mean, this affected me on a deep level as a kid, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I've always been fascinated with cemeteries. I think they're beautiful and they're creepy and they're sad, of course. But every time I see, like, I wanted to go to Père Lachaise in Paris, where Jim Morrison's buried.
Sure.
So gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so I've strolled through cemeteries every now and again.
Ever gotten down in a cemetery?
No, I thought about it, but
Really?
never had the opportunity.
Ew, who would
Yeah,
do
it might
that?
be kind of gross.
It
huh?
would be.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I've you know what?
disrespectful.
Actually, I more thought about just going and staying the night in the cemetery, not getting down. And it's also, yes, it's also, you should remember that this is people's loved ones and everything. So
Yes.
the whole, I mean, this movie, if you want to get a little bit deep about it, is about loss and death.
Yes.
And this poor kid just keeps having people
Right.
taken away from him.
Right.
And then even worse is their corpses become desecrated.
Right.
That's horrible, right?
Horrible.
But it's a horror movie, so
Right.
yeah.
This is not a comedy.
What do you think is, I mean, I'm trying to figure out if there's even a point to it, but what's going on? It's like the tall man is some kind of interdimensional being, or maybe an alien who comes to lure people to kill, and then, or even if they're already dead, he can transform them into mini slaves to mine for him on some planet with gravity, with great gravity.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And also he turns into a woman at a bar in a dress who lures guys to the cemetery to have sex with them and stab them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this movie.
I like that Michael's supposed to be 13 and he drives, drinks, shoots, and cusses because it's the 70s.
God, you're right. I didn't even think about that, but you're absolutely right. He was too young to do any of those things, and yet there he was.
And I liked how Jody, his older brother, was a totally like cool cat.
Yeah, he was a cool
You know,
cat.
Funerals bum me out.
And he
Played the guitar.
Plays guitar. Wore his little pork pie hat.
And I like that he believed his brother once he saw the finger. It didn't take a whole lot.
No, it didn't.
He was like, "You're crazy. You're crazy." Okay, buddy, I believe you. But that guy Reggie and Michael are in the rest of the series together. So I think that's good for me. Anything else you want to say? All right, let's do listener comments.
Let's do it. Paul Thomas wrote, "It's great."
I just asked people what they thought of the movie. Jim F says, "It's only one of the greatest movies of all time. After you get over the weird stuff with the tall man using the tranny trick to pick up random dudes at bars and having his way with them in the cemetery, one of my favorite things is the soundtrack. I have it on my phone and listen to it quite often. For me, the holy trinity of horror movies is Night of the Living Dead, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and Phantasm."
I don't know the soundtrack from Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll have to look at that.
I think he's talking about just movies.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Horror
but
movies,
I
yeah.
don't know. You might be right.
Kara Brandt writes, "Thoughts at 25 minutes into it. Were people in the 70s really having sex in graveyards? Was that a thing? Couldn't they find a better place?" My thoughts exactly, Kara.
Well, this creepy girl lured them out there. He wasn't totally into that place, but he's like, all right. It's kind of creepy,
let's
right?
do it,
It's
man."
exciting. Kara Brandt says, "Thoughts at 47 minutes in." Same girl. Alternate title, quote, "Attack of the Jawas."
These guys came first. Elizabeth Tolstoy writes, "Well, Tall Man was the best. It had a 50s sci-fi vibe in a 70s setting. Was the tall man Reggie and Jody was dead? It kept my interest. A few comic moments."
Well, I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know. Pete Cartwright says, saw it as a kid and thought it was creepy as hell. Not sure I want to revisit it and put some of those visuals back in my brain.
Yeah.
It's not as bad when you see it as a grown-up.
Right. Often that's the case.
Yeah.
Gayla Bear writes, gonna watch with my 13-year-old who was on a mission to scare herself.
She'll be like, this is lame. Let us know what your 13-year-old thought. Evan Brookman says, it didn't endear me to the mortician profession.
Right. Michelle Paraglia writes, let me start off by saying I'm a longtime listener and find you both incredibly funny and at times even thought-provoking. When I heard you were doing a podcast on the movie that terrified Jason most as a kid, I was really looking forward to watching it and hearing your thoughts. This is where things get dicey, with me kindly asking if there's any way I can go back in time and get that hour and a half of my life back, along with $4.99.
So she went on to, she wrote a long email, and I wish I could read it, but we don't have time.
I'm
But
sorry.
about the bad dialogue, the stilted acting, and the nonsensical plot, which you're absolutely right about all that.
Yep.
In my defense, I was 8 years old, but also, as I said, I feel like there's some raw, I don't know, vivaciousness to this or something. That's not exactly the right word, but there's something to it. You know? And I could totally see someone not agreeing with that and going, nope, it's just trash. So it's a cult classic for a reason, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. I'll give you that.
Right. But thank you for writing.
Yeah. Thanks for writing, and hope you still listen to our podcast. Jake Singer says, how about you tell us your thoughts on the new Westworld episode in the form of a weekly podcast? Patreon.com/Jason and Karen. Okay. Ramones, groans, and grunts.
Brains. This is from Daniel Diaz, who writes, hello, Jason. I loved your Westworld podcast with Karen and David. David brought some really good insight, and he and Karen had some really funny banter. Ha! Westworld is paced pretty well, and it is very deliberate. I don't really know what to expect, thus no sci-fi tropes. Is that... Did I read that right? I think an end of the year wrap up show would be a good call. Thanks for all your dedication to your podcasts.
Yeah, we're going to do that, right?
Yeah, heck yeah. We're going to, oh yeah.
Did you watch it last night?
No.
Me, I haven't had a chance yet.
No, I haven't had a chance either. But yeah, we are absolutely planning to
as
come
long as
back.
it doesn't just take a nosedive.
Even if it takes a nosedive,
Yeah.
it should be an interesting
do a half-hour
nosedive, and I
segment
think we
on
should
it.
totally do it. Yeah.
Okay. From Sarah Larkman. Hi, Karen and Jason. I've been listening since the beginning of season 5. I want to thank you for dedication for delivering a great podcast and expanding what shows you cover, like Game of Thrones, Fear the Walking Dead, and Breaking Bad. Recently, I've been through a rough time lately, and listening to you guys is helping me get through this rough time. That's all she says about that, but good.
Yeah, that's
I'm
always
glad.
That is always to me the highest compliment. So, thanks, Sarah. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome. You're going through a hard time. It's awesome that we can come and keep you company.
I wanted to explain how my Westworld style fantasy would work. My responses was a Game of Thrones style fantasy. My Game of Thrones world includes reliving some of the best moments, in my opinion, of the series. For example, the Red Wedding, the battle for the Wall, the battle between Starks and the Boltons in the Battle of the Bastards,
Wow.
the Battle of Blackwater.
Wow.
I don't want to say some of these because they're a little bit spoilery, but the last scene of season 6, yeah, the hard home one would be amazing. I don't know.
I think that you are a braver person than I am because, man, I wouldn't want any. Okay, so those would all be extremely exciting for sure, and being at the Red Wedding would be awesome. Except if you're a Stark, that wouldn't be so good. But it would be really fun to like have a drink with Tyrion. I would totally just want to hang out.
I mean, I would just be afraid of an android malfunction during the Red Wedding. P.S. I will leave my zombie sound soon. Looking forward to upcoming seasons of The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead cast. And sorry if the grammar sucks.
It doesn't suck. And you're in Canberra, Australia. So cool. Thanks, Sarah, baby. Love you. This next one comes from Mike Carlisle, who writes, I was happily surprised to stumble upon Karen, Jason, David doing a Westworld cast regarding how they might sustain the concept over time. I have 2 words: Fantasy Island. What?
Yeah.
They have different visitors.
And they
Welcome
all have different fantasies
to
too.
Fantasy Westworld. That would be so cool. In that crappy 70s series, the island was a character.
Analogous.
Analogous, thank you. To the wow, it's really been a while since I podcasted.
This is where I take out the farts.
Yeah.
She just farted 3 times.
Sorry, excuse me. Woo! Analogous to the Westworld Park experience, after experience can be followed as a guest character wanders into the park, discovers things, tests their humanity, their sexual stamina, their marksmanship, all of that. Not to suggest that Westworld is in the same camp as Fantasy Island, just that the model could be applied to Westworld.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's they were on a recent episode of Writers Podcast or whatever, you know, that Nerdist one.
Yes, I do.
And it was Hell on Wheels and another Western show. Oh, well, Justified, sort of a Western. And then there was another one, I think, even. And then there was Westworld, but it hadn't even premiered yet, so they couldn't say much about it. But it made me wonder, oh, yeah, I guess this is right now at least a Western and sci-fi melding.
Yes.
And they can do a lot of Western tropes, but will they change it to be different things like she's saying, Fantasy Island, or Mike, you know, different settings, you know, like we've been talking about? I hope so. I think they have to.
They absolutely could.
Yeah. But would the name Westworld still make sense, or do we care? It doesn't matter, huh? Because Westworld is sort of about the Wild West, I would think.
Yes.
But I think they should. I mean, even in the movie, you said they had Roman.
They did. They had Roman time, and they had jolly old England.
As far as like testing your sexual stamina, so you just, how do you fail that test? You can't go any longer.
You probably have a massive heart attack. That's how you fail that test.
All right. That's it for feedback. Thanks, you guys. Now it's time for our first one of these in a long time. Next week on The Walking Dead.
Next week on The Walking Dead. That would be Sunday, October 23rd. It is the yay premiere of season 7. The title of the episode is The Day Will Come When You Won't Be.
That is from season 1, episode 6, when Jenner said, or when Rick said to Jenner something like, "Thank you for sparing us. I'm really glad you did that," or something.
And Jenna replies, "The day will come when you won't be."
Yeah. I know I that's the wrong phrase, but you get the idea.
Is it really?
Yeah, I read that somewhere.
Wow. I wouldn't have made that connection. I'm glad you did. So there's a description. Negan decides that love is the strongest weapon of all and gives each one of our group a big hug. He unwraps his bat and declares that he will start a softball team instead. They hold hands and walk into the RV, where Negan, having changed his mind, clubs them all to death. Just kidding. The real description is
and then Walking Dead's ratings plummet. And the show ends.
But they get a great softball team. They have a barbecue afterwards. Last season ended with Rick and our group kneeling helplessly before Negan and his group. What Negan does will haunt those who survive forever. So I guess the one spoiler there is that somebody survives. And it's directed by Greg Nicotero, and it is written by ? Because they don't post that ahead of time anymore, which is weird.
Cool.
Yeah. Yay!
I'm totally down. It's coming up. Just a few days here.
Just a few days.
Emily Reeves.